Well, as I mentioned, the calendar year 2023, and a lot of people will sit back, look at the mirror, and say, I want to perform better with my body. How do you do that? Kind enough to join us this morning from Akron Children's Hospital Sports Medicine Clinic is Dr. Michelle Levitt with us, and she works day to day on nutrition and getting the right performance and preparing your body to perform at its fullest. And Dr. Levitt, let's start right there. What are some of the basics when we want our body to perform at its highest height?
Hey, Ray. Yeah, this is exciting stuff. So performing at our best is actually a really multifaceted thing. So we are really blessed to have a full team that addresses these issues. So we like to look at performance in four pillars. So we integrate these four pillars to kind of get you operating at your best. So the four pillars are overall health and wellness, the training continuum, because we're talking about athletes here, right, in the Sports Medicine Center, nutrition, and mental wellness. And we have a full team. My performance team includes myself, which handles the medical overall health and wellness, a sports nutritionist, a sports psychologist, athletic trainers, and then, of course, we work with our whole entire team. So we have our sports medicine docs like Joe, who handle the injuries, orthopedic surgeons, and our physical therapists and sports rehab.
Dr. Levitt, when we talk about performance, and I know you work every day with athletes on this, well, underneath that umbrella of performance, I would think would be fuel, whether it be liquid or food, rest, and what you do to your body. Can you break that down for us?
Yeah, so that's why we really like to work on those four pillars, because that's exactly what it includes. So the first pillar is really taking a look at the athlete medically and physiologically. Do they have asthma that's not well controlled? Are they not sleeping well, recovering well? Are they missing some key nutrients, having some nutrient deficiencies? So you mentioned the fueling. So nutrition is a really key pillar. And there we like to see that the athlete is fueling their body enough with enough food and enough of the right foods. So I like to have the athlete look at it like a pyramid. So picture a pyramid. And the bottom of the pyramid is our base. It's our foundation. It's our strong piece. And that starts with whole food, good quality food, and getting enough of the right foods. And then, of course, being well hydrated. And then the next level up would be correcting nutrient deficiencies. And often we can correct those by getting the right foods and enough of the right foods in the athlete. Sometimes we have to use the nutritional supplements. From there, we stack on that pyramid the nutrient timing, which involves making sure we're timing it before, during, and after training, before competition, the right foods and the right timing. And then at the very tippy top, the triangle of the pyramid is supplementation. And we want to make sure our athletes start at the base and move up, where a lot of times we see the athletes like throwing a bunch of supplements onto poor quality diet. And so we like to get them to flip that pyramid. That's the fueling. And then you mentioned the rest. So the rest, I tell athletes that rest and recovery is their superpower. So we often see athletes in a training model that has no rest days, no recovery days. They're not getting good sleep. And then they present to us with fatigue and lack of endurance and poor performance. So the training model, it's really important for that to be integrated, and one of the integrations is to include rest and recovery days.
The other part of this, Michelle, is I wanted to talk about is the timing of all those in that pyramid, whether it's be the timing of eating, the timing of drinking before or after, and then the timing of rest. I imagine that's in the equation.
Yes, absolutely. So the ideal time to see these athletes, Ray, is actually in their off season, because in the off season we can then strategize a plan and then test and adjust, reassess, test and adjust. Because some athletes can eat right before they perform, some need 3 hours. So we have to actually test it on the individual athlete. So the timing is very crucial. And so the best time to see the athlete is in the off season. Of course, we'll see an athlete in any season, but if they're in season, it's really hard to test and adjust while they're trying to compete, because if they don't tolerate something well, then, that affects their performance. And so we really like to see them in the off season. And then the off season, we give them a full assessment and then a fully integrated plan. So we will teach them the timing of nutrition before, during, and after practice. Practice it on your practices before you do a race or a game. We give them a full, like Sunday through Saturday, this is what your training looks like. These are your rest days. These are your recovery days. And then teaching them how to rest and recover as well as fuel. but we give them a full comprehensive plan detailed out day by day so they know what to do.
Perfect. Dr. Michelle Levitt with us, Sports Performance Clinic, Akron Children's Hospital. My final question is to put it all together, Dr. Levitt, how would you summarize this to the young athletes, to the athletes in general listening today to get the most performance?
I would say, number one, that it is a fully integrated program, that you have to do all the aspects. I would say nutrition is probably the biggest foundational piece, and then taking a look at your training model to make sure it's fully integrated. And then a piece we didn't really talk about a lot is that mental wellness piece, and to really capture the athlete. If you're interested in setting goals, achieving goals, operating at your highest and best, we need to see you in your off season and get you going.
Yeah, that's a great aspect as well. Michelle, thank you for the time. Excellent education stuff. We're going to try to get this interview posted for all of you folks at WAKR.net to look at now and on down the line. Terrific education in sports performance. Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate the time with us.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks.